It's my fight prediction for Diego Pacheco versus Maciej Sulecki. Should be a very good fight. Sulecki is a guy who has a lot of experience. Only has two losses to Demetrius Andrade and Daniel Jacobs. Never been stopped before. It's gonna be a huge test for Diego Pacheco. Now Sulecki hasn't fought high competition in the last couple of years, but with the experience he's had in his amateur career and pro career, I think he has enough in the tank to test Diego Pacheco right now in this time of his career. Diego Pacheco is moving fast too, man. Pacheco has a couple of tough fights that he had recently, and I feel like the McCollum fight was definitely a tough fight. It was well needed, and it was kind of early for a guy like Pacheco, but he's kind of moving, man. He's not trying to wait around. And with the way the zone's moving right now, it looks like they're trying to favor him for either a fight with a guy like Berlanga or possibly Canelo next year, which would be early. I don't know if he'll be 24 by then. It could be a situation where he ends up fighting him in September, and he could fight somebody like Berlanga early, or maybe he'll fight Canelo first and then Berlanga afterwards. But that can be a situation where that actually happens. He wants the winner of the Canelo and Berlanga fight, so either way, he can fight those guys, possibly win or lose. So I don't know how the zone's gonna actually play that situation out, but I do know that that's a fight that's on their radar. They also have a couple of other guys, but I definitely feel like Pacheco is gonna come out in this fight, guns blazing. He's gonna be very aggressive. I think the last fight, him and McCollum was two guys who didn't want to lose, so the fight looked sloppy at times, but it was very technical. A lot of things was going on. Two smart fighters, very young, very athletic. Especially with Pacheco with his reach and height, caused a lot of issues. I feel like if he could jab a little bit more in this fight, not he ain't got to overextend himself and overly jab. I'm just saying as far as just give it a look, because a guy like Sulecki, he's gonna be looking to kind of counter off a lot of things, and you have to be sharp out there. But he's gonna be aggressive first. He's not gonna wait around. And I like what Sulecki does with his head movement. He uses his legs, synchronized almost. He's in sync with everything. His feet, head, his jab, everything is in sync. He can fight on the inside, but he's mostly going to use his distance, be from the outside. Now, I know Pacheco is a guy who's 6'4", very tall for that weight class, so it's going to cause a lot of issues for a guy like Sulecki. If he can't really fight on the inside with Pacheco, he needs to try to be on the outside. But if Pacheco's not jabbing as much, using his reach, which I would like to see him do this fight, I feel like McCollum kind of smothered a lot of punches. I want to see him use his reach. If he can do that, fight from the distance a little bit better than he did the last fight, that'll be a good recipe. But then later on in the fight, he can go to his style, find the inside, look for those uppercuts, those left hooks, right hook to the body. He can basically break Sulecki down very well, but has to be able to think what strategy he's going to go with. Now, if he's going to try to go toe-to-toe early on, it's not probably going to go well. I would say that would favor Sulecki, because Sulecki can kind of figure out, okay, what can I do well on the inside in this fight? Let me try to get some distance. And if Pacheco is chasing to try to fight the inside, you could lose a lot of rounds trying to find some comfortable positioning in the fight where you're comfortable fighting it. And I feel like Sulecki's not going to do as much of that. He's probably going to just fight his style and try to make Pacheco kind of favor to what he does best. But I think Pacheco is going to be able to use all his advantages that he has. It's going to be a lot more things he's going to be able to show in this fight than he did the last fight. And I think Pacheco can get a knockdown in this fight. I'm looking at him possibly getting a knockdown. Don't think it's going to be a knockout. It could be. Very good chance it could be a knockout in this fight. But I'm going to go with the distance. I'm going to go with decision in this fight. And I'm going to go with Pacheco. I think he has enough to keep Sulecki up off of him and basically dominate. But that's all I got. Like, subscribe.